question for you. Did you know that there is a quiet thief living inside of you? Now, this isn't the type of thief that will steal your purse, your laptop, your business supplies, but it steals something far more valuable. It steals your potential. It's the voice that whispers inside of you. Who do you think you are to be successful? So when you're about to start that business, write that book, create that course, become that speaker, create that product, or strategize to grow your business, you find that fear is visiting you and taking away the power that God the Father has authorized you to have. I know exactly what it feels like to have burning desire to succeed in business. I know what it's like to create a full business concept on paper and the excitement that it stirs inside of you, only to let it live on paper. You then one day hear about someone who became a millionaire from the very concept you already had created. That has happened to me multiple times. For those of us building empires from our kitchen or dining room table or from our spare rooms, fear isn't a loud explosion, it's a slow leak. Okay? It happens very subtly. It's the procrastination disguised as I'll get to it. I'll do the research, and the perfectionism. It starts to keep you from the best ideas, and because you've written them down and locked them all in a notebook or in your computer. It's the one day I'm going to statements when you're excited and sharing your intentions with your friends. Only whatever you have purpose to do, it never happens. And this goes on. It can go on for weeks, months, years, and yes, for many, even decades. So today, we're going to stop the leak, right? I'm Queen Trina Newby, business and productivity coach and founder of Women About Biz. I'm going to share with you 5 ways to eliminate the fears that stand in between you and your business success. So let's go ahead and get started with number 1. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, but I'll try my best to stay looking forward and smiling just for you. Okay, let's start with number 1. Evaluate the cost of staying the same. You know what? We usually focus on the risk of doing something, but we rarely consider the risk of doing nothing, right? So here's the thing, fear feeds on the idea that safe is better. So you feel safe because your idea of what it is that you're wanting to create, it makes you excited, but that excitement is in your notebook or in your computer. But in business, safe is actually the most dangerous place to be. So here's my first tip for you. Write down what your life looks like in the next 12 months, right? If you let fear win today, then guess what? You've got to figure out what that's going to be. If that image scares you more than the risk of failing, you found your fuel, right? Because you don't want to fail, you want to make things happen. Number 2, separate your worth from your work, right? Your work is all of the things that you've got to do to make something happen, right? It's the creativity side of you, right? However, when you're a business owner, the business is you, yes, right? But if a client or a customer says, no, I don't want that service, or I don't want to purchase that product, sometimes we act like they're saying no to the very soul of us. And so again, we can't allow that to happen. So here's the shift that I want you to take. I want you to imagine that you're the gardener, not the flower itself. Keep that analogy in mind. You're the gardener, not the flower itself. If a seed doesn't sprout that you planted, you don't decide that you are a failure. As the gardener, you're going to just check the soil, add different nutrients until the seed sprouts, right? You're going to keep trying different things. You might even have to go to a different spot and plant the seeds. A rejected idea in business isn't a reflection of your value. Someone rejecting your product or your service isn't a reflection of you. It's just the seed that needs a little more sun or a little more water or a different type of soil to really thrive. So that's the one thing that you have to keep in mind. So here's a tip. The first tip I want you, or the second tip I want you to think about, because sometimes we have to learn how to encourage our own selves. Think about creating a win jar, WIN, as in winner, but win jar. And every time you get a compliment, every time somebody says, you know, you're really good at that, you should do this, that, or the other, or every time someone purchases your products or your service or asks you about it in a complimentive way, then you need to write it down on a strip of paper and put it in your win jar, date it. And when fear tells you it's not enough, go to that win jar and read the evidence that it is enough. You are enough. Okay? Let's move on to number 3. Take small steps and build your courage. Now, this is one of my favorite ones. I'm going to tell you why. One day, I was working on a project. I had written a course that I wanted to sell. And I just couldn't get it done. I don't know. I guess in my mind, I was trying to think I needed the day to get the whole thing done all at once. I don't know what I was thinking. I was overwhelming myself. Okay. So what I said to myself is maybe I should just get myself to take one small step. And so that's what I did. I went back and I looked at the outline and I said, well, here's the problem. The outline, a lot of these tasks are way too big. Actually, some of these tasks are goals, and I need to create tasks to support these goals. So after I broke them down into steps, I then looked across my list to see if there was anything that was going to present a challenge. And then I just every day started doing 1 or 2 steps. And before I knew it, I had it done, because all of the steps together gave me a complete written course. So again, I realized that the steps really help. So you don't need to leap off of a cliff. All you need to do is just step off the curb, right? Because big fear is dismantled by small, tiny steps. That's what you need to know. It's the small, tiny steps that you get yourself to do that is going to help you to eliminate any fear that may come up. Okay. So here's my third tip. Commit to one imperfect action every morning before 10 a.m. Send the scary email or start the outline on that book or go live for 60 seconds. Once you prove to your nervous system that you survived, the fear loses its grip on you, right? This is one of the things that I do too, is I actually talk to fear. I look at fear and I say, you know what, you need to go ahead and strap your seatbelt on because we're getting ready to go for a courageous drive. And as I start working on a project and moving, and I have promised myself, in spite of the fear, I'm moving forward. When I look in the back seat, fear has unstrapped and left the car. Okay, if you know what I mean. So again, it's taking those small, tiny steps which help you to build your courage. Here's number 4. Now, this one is one that I'm sure many of you who are watching this video, you can really identify with. Fire the imaginary jury, okay? Because we've got this jury out there that, you know, we've created in our minds, and it's holding us back. We often fear the judgment of people who aren't even paying attention to us, right? Old high school friends, friends that we currently have, judgmental relatives, or even strangers on the internet, right? Okay, so you cannot build a dream on the opinions of people who aren't even helping you to build the dream, right? My mother used to tell me, why are you so worried about this, that, or the other? Is that helping you to pay your bills? Are they putting food in your refrigerator? Are they helping you raise your kids? Well, so why are you worried, right? And so that's the same thing. That's the same concept. Stop worrying about what everybody else is saying. Stop worrying about the naysayers, right? And so one of the things that you've got to do is you've got to identify your inner circle. And if they aren't on that list of people who are judging you and those naysayers, then what happens? If they're not on the good list of the people that support you, then kick the others to the curb. That's what you have to do, right? And here's number 5. Replace what if with even if. That's very, very important. Sometimes we have too many what ifs in our lives. And I think we do that because that's a common statement for people who have fear. And being that I've coached women for many years now, that is the one thing I hear a lot from a lot of women. Yeah, but what if? Fear loves the what if it goes wrong, okay? And it loops it like a never-ending record or audio, okay? It's a dead end street, and once more, it basically embeds itself in your subconscious mind to the point that if you said what if too much to yourself, every time you're trying to do something positive in your life to move forward and succeed at something, that what if is going to come up. Okay. So in order to shift that, you've got to change your internal dialogue. Instead of what if they don't buy, instead of what if they don't join my membership, instead of what if they don't read my book, say, even if they don't buy it, even if they don't read it, even if they don't join, I will have learned exactly how to pivot my offer for the next person. There you go. You will be able to create your blueprint. And see, this is what you need to understand. No failure is really ever a failure. Failure is really a mechanism to help you to fine tune, to tweak and create blueprints. That's what failure does. And that's what you need to know. So you need to start saying, even if they don't buy, even if they don't join, even if they don't read, even if I now have learned how to pivot my offer for the next person. You know, I want to give you a scripture, and it's 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, for God gave us a spirit, not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. So you see, God has already given us a spirit of power. Again, he has given us the authority to rule over anything that we envision and that we create. So if you're ready to make a move, if you're ready to make a commitment to yourself, to go ahead and move past any fears, any excuses, right? But to get started, I want to help you. You can start by basically just scheduling what I call a power talk. That's a free, no obligation, no upsell coaching session with me where I actually help you to figure out a strategy for moving past the fear, going ahead and getting done what you need to do. One of my clients, she initially met me through another referral from another client, and she had been trying to write a book for about 5 years. She had somewhat of an outline. So in less than 30 days, I basically helped her to create an outline, and pretty much she wrote the book and got it out. And guess what? It was a success. So again, a lot of the times, the very things that we think are not going to happen for us will happen, but we must have belief and we must have faith in our own selves. So you can find out about the Power Talk. Just click the more button for the description of this video, and you will automatically in the notes section, you'll see the link to schedule a Power Talk. I've also given you a link to Women About Biz, my main website, and I do a weekly podcast called Successful Woman Radio. And right here on the YouTube channel, you can listen to the podcast that come out every Monday. So go ahead, take that leap of faith and schedule your Power Talk. And I look forward to talking to you very, very soon. Take care.